On Politics HQ tonight, here are the stories that made our headlines. The People's Democratic Party in Rivers State has launched a protest against the scheduled local government area elections set for Saturday, that's October 5th, led by the party's chairman, Chukwuemeka Aaron. The People's Democratic Party supporters defied heavy rain on Thursday morning to march in protest. Speaking while handing over the petition, the PDP chairman, Aaron, drenched by the rain, accused the state's governor, Fubara, of disregarding the rule of law.
To you, and attached in that petition is the court order. We are members of People's Democratic Party, heavily led by my humble self, the state chairman of our party, Honorable Chukwuemeka Aaron. We as law-abiding citizens and people that believe in rule of law, this order must be obeyed by the state government and the RSIEC. Absolutely. For us to not to cause mayhem, for peace to reign in Rivers State, we want to beg you that you talk to them, tell them that we don't want problem in Rivers State, we need peace in Rivers State. So let there be no election. Yesterday we had our public holiday for that same election. And that's why we said no, we will not fold our hands, we need to meet to you and tell you that we as a law-abiding citizens and that believe in rule of law, we have complied to the court judgment. Let them comply to that court judgment.
The embattled Caretaker Committee chairman of the All Progressives Congress in Rivers State, Tony Okocha, has accused Governor Fubara of disobedience to the rule of law, insisting that the party will not watch the governor allegedly drift the state into lawlessness. Okocha, who made this assertion while speaking with journalists on the planned local government council elections fixed for October 5th, 2024, stressed that the APC will oppose the governor's alleged impunity to court order.
What is it about? The reason about it is that they want to buckle the entire scenario. That is not our law. I'm saying again that we are drifting to a state of lawlessness in Rivers State. And we, members of the All Progressive Congress, who have exhausted all the legal means. We have seen that the governor is at the verge of adopting a self-right approach.
Meanwhile, the Rivers State chapter of the All Progressives Congress has declared that it will participate in the state local government council elections fixed for that Saturday, October 5th, 2024. Emeka Bekee-led faction of the party declared that it was in total support of the conduct of the local government elections on the 5th of October 2024.
I hear some people somewhere say we will not partake this election. We will partake election on Saturday. Amen. Let me call the security agents to warn those characters, those charlatans that wants to create problem in Rivers State. Rivers State has been theater of war over the last administration of the former governor of Rivers State. We have a governor who has a fear of God, who wants to conduct free and fair and credible election in Rivers State. Nobody should cause problem. If you cause problem, the security agents will chase you to your hood.
Our focus tonight is on the controversial Rivers State elections and allegations of fraud and wasteful spending in Sokoto State. Welcome. I am Dakpo Adigboyi. Let's get some answers. Governor Fubara of Rivers State, in a broadcast, affirms that the local government elections scheduled for Saturday, October 5, 2024, will surely hold. The camp of the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, however, think otherwise. The Wike camp, represented by Tony Okocha, the Caretaker Committee chairman of the All Progressives Congress, APC, sacked by the court, has based its declaration on the judgment of a federal high court in Abuja, which ordered the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, and all security agencies to stay clear of the Rivers LGA elections. On the other hand, Governor Fubara said he's based his declaration on the judgment of the Supreme Court, which ordered all LGAs in Nigeria to end CTC system, followed by a federal government order that all CTC must end before October 15th, 2024. Meanwhile, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, says it is yet to release the 2023 voter register to the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission. The resident electoral commissioner, Johnson Alalibo, who spoke at the press briefing in Port Harcourt, had this to say.
The RSIEC has written to us about 2 times for release of register, but we have not released before we received from our headquarters an order from Federal High Court restraining INEC from releasing the register. So up to now, we have not officially handed over the Rivers State voters register to the RSIEC. We have not.
Of course, still in Rivers State, the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission has refuted claims by the resident electoral commissioner of the Independent National Electoral Commission in Rivers State that it did not receive voter registration and manifest to the RSIEC. Take a listen.
As we speak, we are already in possession of the 2023 updated voters register for the conduct of the October 5th local government poll in Rivers State. And that document was handed down to us by INEC since last year, between July and October 2023.
As you can already see, layers of court orders and judgments, and also different accounts as regards the voters register. A lot already on ground ahead of the LG polls. Well, joining me on the show today to discuss this further is Legbosi Yamabana, is the chairman, Rivers State Ethnic Youth Leaders Coalition. He joins virtually from Port Harcourt. Thank you for your time, Legbosi.
Thank you, and thank you for having me.
All right, great. I want to believe that you followed our introduction and some of the track-ups we did play, giving a sort of idea of what is going on in Rivers State right now. I want to ask you categorically, what is happening in Rivers State ahead of Saturday's polls, if at all?
Thank you. I can tell you that there is a stream of jubilations on the faces of all Rivers people. And I repeat, all Rivers people. Because we have a governor that is giving and committed to obeying the rule of law and to implementing same. Remember that months ago, the Supreme Court, which is the highest court in the land, gave a verdict that local government elections should be conducted by all the states against the caretaker leadership of local government that we had before now. And more than 10 states and still counting has done that. And Rivers State is on the verge of doing theirs in the next 48 hours. And that is giving Rivers people a lot of joy. And because the governor does not also want to disobey the courts. Because remember, my brother, whatever the Supreme Court says is the law in this country. And any governor that does not obey that is not playing by the dictates of the law, and is not also living up to the oath of office that he or she took, even though we don't have a female governor at this time. And so Governor Fubara has actually shown himself to be a true Democrat, and Rivers people are happy with him. And Rivers youth across the 23 local governments are ready to go to the polls. I mean, of course, some are already in their villages. Some will travel tomorrow, and we will votes for our choice of candidates across the 23 local government area. That must happen because that is the position of the law.
But again, there are counter judgments saying that, you know what, this election should not hold because to a large extent, the processes or the procedure leading up to it, you know, is flawed. So, I mean, where do we place all of this?
Well, to me, I do not see any counter judgments. What I rather see is what I would describe as judicial confusion. And it goes further to shows that the NJC, the Nigerian Bar Association, and other pro-democratic organizations should step up to the occasion as quickly as possible, because this is a threat to democracy. Because I do not see how a federal high court, you know, who has been widely described by you know, we have some pro-Wike judges in the federal high court as of today. That is what is on the ground. Notably amongst them is Justice Lifo and Justice Omotosho and co, whom every case that has to do with Rivers State must be assigned to them. I don't know what the president of the Federal High Court is doing by that. I don't know what he's telling the world at large and Nigerians. And they kept giving conflicting judgments. Remember, I may not be a lawyer, but I understand that Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission is a property of the Rivers States and Rivers State government. And Federal High Court jurisdiction is not general, it's specific, it's special. It has to do with federal government agencies and so on and so forth. And the courts that have the jurisdiction to interpret or to give verdicts or injunctions on issues bordering on what is happening in the state is the state high court, the Rivers State High Court, which of course have the same jurisdiction with the federal high court. So why has the pro-Wike people not gone to the state high courts that have jurisdiction? Why have they always been running to the federal high court? And most worrisome, why has the federal high court been assigning cases that are coming from Rivers State to these notorious pro-Wike judges? Which to me, I pity them, because we know what happened in June 12th in this nation. When Justice Ekpeme gave ruling that upturned the MKO Abiola election. Today, what can Justice Ekpeme be remembered for? It is only for that notorious verdict. I don't know why these judges are trying to paint the judiciary in bad light. And the Nigerian Judicial Council must step up immediately. As a matter of fact, as the chairman of Rivers State Ethnic Leaders Coalition, I want to immediately call on the new CJN to immediately do something about this thing. This is becoming too much. These judges should be shown the way out. They are political judges, but nothing to worry about, because a Rivers State High Court led by IPC Igwe has given an order, you know, sustaining the verdict of the Supreme Court, backing the verdict of the Supreme Court that election must be held. And mind you, the High Court is a superior and subordinate court to the Supreme Court. And these judges have been trying to upturn the law against what the Supreme Court have said. And the bodies that manages these benches are there looking aloof and doing nothing about it. It is worrisome. It is really worrisome.
You talked about the Rivers State High Court, but that there is a recent court judgment, which of course I'm given the information right now, that seeks to halt the upcoming local government elections in the state, creating significant political tension. Now, the Rivers State High Court ruled in favor of a lawsuit challenging the legality of the electoral process, citing alleged irregularities in the preparation by the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission. The plaintiffs argued that the commission failed to comply with established electoral guidelines, rendering the process flawed. And as a result, the court temporarily suspended the elections, packing the debate. I mean, this, of course, is another judgment. What does this make of Saturday's election? But you know what? Let's take a listen to it. Before you react to it, just let's take a listen to it. Hold on for a second.
From the judgment of the court held that all condition precedent that ought to be fulfilled must be complied with before the elections in Rivers State can be conducted on the 5th of October 2024. And in making this pronouncement, the court held that INEC, that is the first defendant, is bound to ensure that the National Register of Voters that includes Rivers State must be updated, and that same can only be released 90 days before the conduct of the elections. And also very fundamental from the judgment of the court is that the court struck down provisions of the Rivers State Electoral Law, Section 60 of that law that seeks to oust the jurisdiction of the court from depriving aggrieved parties from exercising their constitutional rights before the court. And in respect of all the preliminary objections that were raised, 9 of them in number, the court resolved all in favor of the plaintiff.
Okay, so what does that mean for the layman?
Sorry? Well, the implication of the judgment of the court is that the elections cannot be conducted on the 5th of October except the condition precedents are provided by the Constitution and the Electoral Act is complied with.
I mean, you had it yourself, and this sort of further deepens the crisis as regards this Saturday's elections in the state. I'd like to bring in Lagbosi's thoughts on this. Your thoughts?
Well, to me, what has just happened is mere academic exercise. I have referred you back to the Supreme Court, which is the final arbiter on all judicial issues in this country. And the Supreme Court has said it in unmistakable terms that all states must go and conduct elections. And any other judgments that will be delivered by any other courts that is inconsistent with that of the Supreme Court, of course, cannot stand the test of time. And so all of this have been done by under-democratic forces, because you are aware that as a political solution, the presidency gave a 90 days time frame to all the states to go and conduct elections from when that verdict of Supreme Court was given. And that 90 days elapsed in this month of October. And after this month, any state that does not meet up with that 90 days will be faulty of not only the Supreme Court verdict, but also the directive of the presidency. And I do not know how some people working for Mr. President will be undermining the decisions and the directive of Mr. President, all in the name of playing dirty and murky politics. And so all of this to us is not coming as a surprise, because we know that all they aims at is the common patrimony of Rivers people and Rivers states. They want to put Rivers State in their pockets. And here comes a governor that is saying no to all of that. That says, no, the right thing must be done. I mean, other states conducted elections very freely. Why are there not all of these sort of issues? You saw the man from RSIEC spoke, and he says that they got this voter register since October last year, which is more than 90 days notice whatsoever that anybody will want to downgrade. So why all of this sort of politics of, if it is not me, it shouldn't be anybody? Why all of this politics of extreme godfatherism? So to us in Rivers State, we are going to the pool and nothing will stop that election. Right. We are aware of their gimmicks of causing crisis, but Rivers people will resist them, and we will do that vehemently. I'm speaking because I am the chairman of Rivers State Ethnic Leaders Coalition.
I mean, very affirmative. But let's go on a quick break. When we return, we'll dig a bit deeper, particularly into the politics of this entire process. Do stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us. This is still Politics HQ on News Central Television. And we are, of course, looking at the Rivers State election, supposed Rivers State election that should hold this Saturday, which has become heavily controversial. I still have that's Rivers State local government elections, please, specifically. I still have my guest with me. Lagbosi Yamabana is the chairman for Rivers State Ethnic Youth Leaders Coalition. Well, thank you for staying with me. Now, let's get to what I call it the foundation of all of this. What we see in Rivers State is, according to some experts, a play or a power play of, well, I use the word two giants right now, giants in different contexts. You used the word at some point, you said Godfather, the former governor of the state, who of course still wields a lot of influence in the state, and the current governor, who is a political protege of, the former governor. And right now we are seeing a state that is heavily polarized. One side is the pro-Fubara faction, and then the other side, the pro-Wike faction. I would like your thoughts on how much of an influence the former governor of the state, talking about His Excellency Nyesom Wike, who is now the Minister of the FCT, has, in the political landscape of the state, particularly on this Saturday polls, if at all.
The former governor of Rivers State, before now, was a Rivers man that all Rivers people were proud of. And the reason why we were proud of him stemmed from his support for the Eastwide President, Goodluck Jonathan, and how he maneuvered and came on board. And Rivers youth, led by some of us, me speaking to you here, we did all we could do for him. We did everything possible to defend him. And immediately, His Excellency Governor Smelaya was brought on board by himself. That is FCT Minister. We also, give the governor that same support. And we are still standing with that. Nobody can fight the interests of Rivers State and win. Even the former governor, Wike, is aware of this, and he has reiterated this in many fora. And so we did not see Smelaya Fubara has done wrong. We have not done wrong to deserve this political persecution from Governor Wike. This is a governor that came on board and took almost all his commissioners from former Governor Wike, took almost all his special advisors, and every other thing in the state was run by Wike through Prozi, through Governor Fubara. And Governor Fubara did all of this because he wanted to show Wike that he is a man that appreciates, whoever helps him. And mind you, nobody has become governor in this country without one or two persons also helping them. Even Wike didn't fall from the tree to be governor. People also helped him. But even those that helped Wike, at the long run, we have seen that he even did worse to them. But Fubara didn't do any of that to Wike. Rather, he kept the structure, he kept the peace, and worked with Wike very harmoniously. But because of the over-bloated political ambition and ambition for wealth that is embedded in the former governor, that is the reason why you see all of this crisis in the state. And we must speak the truth. I am someone that speaks truth to power. And we have called on President Tinubu before now to call Wike to order, because interpretations is suggesting that the president is giving him backups, even though we know that the president is not aware of what he's doing.
But there was a time the president did interfere, try to intervene in this matter, and some sort of agreement was signed. But Governor Fubara said it's just an agreement that isn't binding. So, I mean, you are calling on the president to sort of intervene, but he has done that in the past, and obviously it's not working.
I'm calling on the president to call Wike to order. Intervention time has even passed. We have crossed the Rubicon on this matter, because this fight is not a Fubara's fight. This fight is about the soul and the resources of Rivers State. And I can tell you, it's not solely a Fubara fight. It's a fight for all Rivers people. And Rivers people are standing with the governor in this. How could the governor have implemented an accord rather, that was anti the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, such as recalling members of assembly that defected voluntarily from the party that sponsored them to another party? That's a constitutional matter, clearly stated in the grand norm. So the governor couldn't have done that. And like the governor rightly say in the Independent Day memorial speech in the church, that he cannot give his liver and all his heart in the name of loyalty. And I want to interpret it to mean that he cannot also disobey the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in the name of being loyal to anybody, because he's sworn to protect the Constitution of the Federal Republic. And that's exactly what the governor is doing. And all Rivers people and all lovers of justice and peace all over the globe is happy with the governor.
All right, before, in Rivers State, it was just, the two major political parties. We know the APC and the PDP, but right now we are seeing the involvement of a party, the Action People's Congress, the APP. What does that speak of the politics in the state right now?
Well, the APP is a political party, like every other political party. So they have the right to express interest to participate in election, which they did. Out of the 18 registered political parties, I think it's just one that is missing, that did not express. The other 17 are on the ballot, and they will contest election on Saturday.
All right, so in 30 seconds,
will be the choice and reflection of the will of Rivers people.
All right, in
and
30
so
seconds,
remember, the governor is a member of the People's Democratic Party. But People's Democratic Party, as it were, did not indicate interest to contest this election. And so supporters of the governors went to other political parties to test their popularity. And so whoever is standing with the governor, I can tell you they are the people that will emerge in Saturday's election because of the overwhelming popularity of the governor. My brother, the cream de la cream of Rivers people are with the governor. Forget this smoke screen you see on national TV and newspaper. I can tell you I'm on the ground, and even the FCT minister is aware of this fact. And that is why they are struggling to show the world that they're in charge.
So,
if you're in charge, you don't struggle.
Are you saying the governor has what it takes to keep up, with this, will I call it, political impasse with the former governor?
The governor has already passed that stage. The governor of Rivers State is not someone that makes noise. And he's not someone that does his things in a do-or-die manner. He is doing it seamlessly, and I can tell you, God is on his side, history is on his side, and the people of Rivers State are on his side. The people of Rivers State has taken over this fight because it's a fight for the liberation of the people, especially the young people. We're talking about the destinies of millions of Rivers people.
All right.
And one man cannot pocket it for crying out loud. So the governor is sleeping with his two eyes closed. He's not perturbed by all of this. But I want to commend him very strongly, because in the face of this doubting, provocation, and political impasse, if I may borrow your word, the man is up and doing. He has been going on with his projects. The Port Harcourt Ring Road, the Trans-Calabari Road, the hospital, and all of that. They are just numerous to mention. I cannot see a governor that can withstand such pressure.
I understand that we need to go. Thank you so much for being on the program. Legbosi Yamabana is actually the chairman, Rivers State Ethnic Youth Leaders Coalition, joining virtually from Port Harcourt. Once again, thank you for your time.